Think we can go without messing this up? Watch this. Watch me try to not cuss.
This woman is mentally ill. You know, we can look back in a time in history where people were told to wear a gold star and they were definitely treated like second-class citizens, so much so that they were put in trains and taken to gas chambers. And
is the stem of the mushroom-shaped HA protein. Unlike the rapidly changing head, the stem remains largely unchanged from year to year.
But the head becomes more and more racist. Hey, everybody, welcome back to Nothing Get Live. I'm Marjorie Taylor.
I am your Miss Parker, and this is Ask Prod Nibbles.
Prod Nibbles. Oh, you know what that means? She has her own soundtrack. I'm almost done with that. I'm gonna.
Oh, there's a Nibbles. There's a Nibbles.
No, there's gonna be an MTG one. It just shows up on her shit all so often. I mean, I might as well. When I start
Taylor Greene is still a dick, but we're not talking about something new that she's done.
She doesn't even get a check mark for this.
No, she doesn't, because this is hilarious. So she was
I am the master of the clit. The clit commander.
So she was there. She's being considered to be taken off the ballot in November because of her participation in the insurrection attempt on January 6th.
What are you saying? It's not an insurrection. Everybody knows that. It was just a bunch of peaceful protesters.
Well, of course, it was Antifa. We all know that.
Oh, little lady, they're kicking your ass.
So she filed a challenge to this attempt to block her to get her off the ballot, and the judge said
no. He said no, and then he said no again, and she went error.
Actually, it's a she.
I said she went.
Oh, I thought you said
judge.
He. Yeah, the judge.
Sorry, just normal pronoun.
Yeah, so
for judges.
Scroll back up. Yeah, I know, because the rest of us are just butter churning all day.
Hey, you know what? It's better that it was a chick judge. I love it when chicks judge other chicks.
It was a chick judging a chick.
Come back with a fucking scalp, son.
So a federal judge opens the way for a dramatic showdown.
Without swearing.
A federal judge opens the way for a dramatic showdown to determine the future of the Republican congresswoman who has supported the January 6th insurrectionists. This is from, can you scroll up? I think it's the Huffington.
HuffPo.
Yes, it's HuffPo, and this is written by Mary Pappenfuss.
I like that name.
In a major blow, that's what she's doing now. Marjorie Taylor Greene lost a bid Monday to block a constitutional challenge to her re-election over her support for last year's U.S. Capitol riot.
Look, when you did something terribly wrong, you can't just go and try to block your you can't hear my crime because it's unconstitutional to me for you guys to assess what I did that was fucking illegal.
Yeah,
right?
She's just reaching. She's like,
some judges
she went to her aides and said, find something in the Constitution
that I can bog this down with.
That I can slow this down. But Judge Amy Totenberg of the Northern District of Georgia denied.
She said what?
Greene's request for a preliminary injunction and temporary restraining order in the dramatic legal battle.
I hope that judge is black.
Oh, that would be
only
sweet.
Pray.
Totenberg, probably not.
Probably not. But one can I'll just have it in my mind.
You know, it's almost better that she's white, because then MTG can't say,
oh, it's because
it's because I'm white and she's black. So, okay. That means a group of Georgia voters and nonpartisan voters' rights organization, Free Speech for People, can present their arguments in court that Greene should not be allowed to run for re-election because of the so-called insurrection disqualification clause of the 14th Amendment. Section 3 of the 14th Amendment bars lawmakers who, after previously taking an oath to support the Constitution, then engaged in insurrection or rebellion.
That's all just left gibberish, doublespeak.
Oh, no, it's actually the Constitution.
Oh, damn, really?
That thing that you
I never read that rag.
Oh, she won't admit that. She's like, I know the Constitution. I dry hump it on a daily basis. Okay.
how long is it? And she'd
This-
be like, it's really long and
The
extensive.
section was added after the Civil War to prohibit lawmakers from representing a government they had wanted to topple.
Makes sense to me.
Yep. Greene repeatedly refers to the January 6, 2021 insurrectionists as patriots.
On
And
the other side of the Mason-Dixon line, we'd be celebrating these people.
We should have a special flag for the 1/6 heroes who
Yeah.
are patriots.
It'll say losers and felons.
She's called those arrested over the attack on the Capitol political prisoners.
And he said the gazpacho of police
Yeah.
putting them in gulags.
That gazpacho
I don't know what
is
a
too hot
gulag
to
was.
handle.
Somebody tried to teach me history once, but I'm not sure what a gulag is. But then there was a movie in the 80s called Gulag, and I knew it was bad. Didn't watch the movie either.
I was busy snorting cocaine that night because it was the 80s and I had big hair.
She was like 14.
She has been recorded on video announcing her opposition to the peaceful transition of power to Joe Biden after Donald Trump lost the 2020 presidential election. Yes.
Got it right here.
Yep.
Look, right here. Look. He said it.
But when I didn't win the election,
Said it 3 times. Those haven't been edited. That's not,
Deep fake.
it's not deep fake. That's
Deep
not
fake.
deep fake.
Deep fake.
Got you on video, guys. Deep fake. I mean, it would be pretty easy to deep fake somebody that looks like mashed potatoes is wearing a suit, but yeah.
With a super long tie.
Whoosh. But yeah, he admitted it 3 times. Those are all 3 independent drops.
Uh-huh.
They're not. It's not me just repeating it.
Oh.
That's him saying it 3 times.
Was
a
it in
row.
the same interview?
And he said them back to back. I literally clipped out 3 seconds in between when he said it, so that it would just be more of a clean, like just like so I could get it just like.
Do you
that.
think he realized afterward what he had done and was like, you can't run with that. Take it off the
It
air.
was absolutely, of course, it's
Delete
I
it.
didn't win the election. When I didn't win the election,
He says when we didn't win the election, then he says when I didn't win the election, and then when he says when I didn't win the election. Those aren't doubles.
Okay.
Those are all independents. Anyway, go ahead.
Totenberg ruled that Greene had failed to meet the.
Sorry,
Can you help me, please?
right here.
Yeah.
Had failed to meet, had failed to prove that there was a strong likelihood.
No,
Wait, where
please
are you
go
at?
back.
Oh.
Please go back up.
We already read that. Oh.
I need to read it all again in
Okay.
context. Totenberg ruled that Greene had failed to meet the burden of persuasion in her call for an injunction to shut down the case. This case this is the judge. This case involves a whirlpool of colliding constitutional interests of public import, the judge noted. The novelty of the factual and historical posture of this case, especially when assessed in the context of a preliminary injunction motion reviewed on a fast track,
Your Honor, I don't understand what you're saying.
I know, that's what I was thinking, has made resolution of the complex legal issues at stake here particularly demanding. Oh, so not only is she saying no, she's saying you really did not make a good case, and it is completely
You missed the bar.
I am incredulous.
Oh, that's great.
Totenberg also said that Greene, this has got to hurt. The decision by Totenberg, who was appointed by President Barack Obama, wasn't a surprise. She had expressed concerns about an earlier ruling granting an injunction against the same challenge regarding Rep. Madison
The
Cawthorn.
Wheel Wonder himself. Imagine that. If he is in the same story as she is.
Well, a Donald Trump appointed judge ruled in that case that a federal amnesty act for those who participated in the civil war against the government overrode the clause.
So you calling it a civil war then, Your Honor? Are you saying what happened was like?
Yeah, it sounds like an
civil war?
insurrection to me. If
And
you're
then now
talking
you're gonna
civil
give
war.
them, now you're going to give them amnesty because, dude, no, it's not these poor bastards that fought a war for a decade, killed 500,000 American people. We're not talking about that. We're talking about a bunch of a-holes rolling up on what should have been covered in baby oil. So good.
I know.
Just in my mind.
Can you just imagine all those middle-aged
just oil,
assholes just
slipping around,
slipping and sliding and falling down like
I hear baby oil.
zombies on a treadmill?
I hear baby oil too, like is used to like sort of negate the gas that they were using, the mace. Like baby oil is kind of a protective type, similar protectors. I don't know, could be wrong, but it'd be funny just to see these cops all just covered in baby oil and all these guys trying to grab them and they're just slipping all over the place and you're just laughing. That should have been just it was a riot. No, man, it was a party.
Several legal experts, however, have argued that a law cannot countermand the Constitution and that such an interpretation of the act would appear to grant blanket immunity for any insurrectionists forever into the future, regardless of the circumstances. So I think what that law meant was people who participated in the Civil War.
Yeah, no, like soldiers. They get reintegrated as they're like, hey, some dude told me to stand on this line and shoot at you guys.
And he would have shot me if I didn't do it.
Yeah, right. So it's like
so those people
guys get amnesty.
Yeah.
But there wasn't a crowd of generals telling these guys to charge. It was all just this organic thing that happened and you guys put it together and you guys just went with it. And
yeah,
you surprised us, but man, come on. Unless all you were trying to do was make a point, I mean, still baby oil. God.
Greene's attorneys cited the Cawthorn decision, but Totenberg said she had significant questions and concerns about the ruling. I don't think that the Amnesty Act was likely perspective, she said, according to CNN. The decision in the Cawthorn case is now being appealed in an expedited hearing. Good. The re-elections of Rep. Gosar, Rep. Andy Biggs, G-Unit, and Mark Fitcham, a Republican running for Arizona Secretary of State, are also being challenged in court on the same constitutional grounds linked to support for the insurrection of Trump supporters.
Dude, if it doesn't tell you that they're going to line up with, like, of course, like where MTG fucked up was she ended up with a left-leaning judge who doesn't believe your story. And
right.
Whether she's left or right, her ruling is correct. But they're going to say, oh, it's because this this radical left-wing judge chose to follow the Constitution and not listen to me.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so
I mean, is she literally claiming like amnesty status? Like, that's what she's doing. Like, if you're going to try to convict her, like, she's trying to get out in front of this, but it's not going to work. You never want to be in front of a train.
Yeah, it's like, who ordered you to defend these people?
That light.
Where was the gun that was to your head?
That light at the end of the tunnel, little lady.
It's a train coming straight for you. Okay, so legal director Ron Fine said the Constitution disqualifies from public office any elected officials who aided the insurrection. Mm-hmm. We look forward to asking Rep. Greene about her involvement under oath.
Nice.
One of the voters suing in the case, Army veteran Michael Raspberry, noted that he took an oath in the military to protect and defend the Constitution from all enemies, foreign and domestic. Everything I've read says Rep. Greene was involved in the January 6th insurrection that was trying to override everything I believe in, our Constitution. How we run elections and how our government is set up, he said, according to Free Speech for People.
They're the ones, man. Our vets, they sacrifice for us every day. They sacrifice for our freedoms that you try to take away. So just him saying that means that he's right and you're wrong because he's a vet.
Yeah.
Right?
He's actually
that's by your own
he's
rules.
Actually been in battle, not just
I would just any vet
sat by the sidelines and cheered on while other people's kids went off to war.
Military tribunal, little lady. One of those.
Yeah. Anyway, we should clip this and get to our next dick after this.
Oh God, we got a whole bag
Dick
of them.
Schadenfreude.
This one's too much.
Yes, I don't think I'm pronouncing that word correctly, but
Schadenfreude.
just say Schadenfreude.
Just say something terrible.
Yeah. So we will see you in the next segment.
Yep.
And it's coming right up. I am your Ms. Parker.
A big bag of dicks.
If this whole beach was completely covered in dicks, and somebody said I'd eat every dick until the beach was clean for liberty, I would say no problemo.
Why?
Except that the beach is not wheelchair accessible, Madison.
Oh, he wants those bags of dicks
I
so bad.
know.
Okay, we're going to eat a bag of dicks
Yep.
and we'll be right back.
Yep, I am the J.
I am your Miss Parker
This.
is Nothing Yet Live. Okay.